Welcome to Carbonize This, where we take everyday items and turn them into carbon. Now, we had a viewer ask us if we could carbonize some cereal. Her kid's favorite was Koala Crisp, but they are also interested in Froot Loops because of the colors. And we're going to take it one step further. We want to find out what happens when you carbonize shredded wheat in a bowl of milk. So the Koala Crisp is right here, and then we actually have Froot Loops that have marshmallows in it. So that's going to be neat to see how they carbonize. Then we've got honeycomb and then a large shredded wheat. I'm going to go ahead and put the Koala Crisp on our tray, and then our Froot Loops with marshmallows, then our honeycomb. I'm going to put our shredded wheat right there, and then we can't forget the milk. We're going to go ahead and carbonize the boxes as well, but we've taken the plastic bags out since we can't carbonize those, and each box has a little bit of cereal in the bottom, so we'll see how it turns out in the box versus on the tray. I've got the boxes loaded up, and now I'll put the tray in front. Now I've got to load up the firebox and get it lit, and then we'll let it run for several hours. And once it cools down, we'll check it out in the morning. What do you typically burn on your campfire? Okay, let's check out the cereal. It looks awesome. What in the world? The milk did something crazy. Look at what the milk did. I mean, that's gotta be just the milk solids that were left. All the water's gone. I was not expecting this. I thought there'd be a little bit of residue from the milk and, you know, all the water in it evaporate. But if you think about it, milk is made up of, especially whole milk, is made up of fat, protein, and sugar. And this is the carbon left behind from the sugar, protein, and fat. We're gonna take a look at this in some different lighting. This is just so cool. Look at the backside. Oh, look, it's got the lines from the pie pan. It transferred the lines over. That's crazy. So it probably almost caramelized the sugar in there, stuck to the pan really bad, and then as it carbonized, it lifted up off the pan. That is awesome. This looks like when Han Solo got frozen in carbonite. Maybe that's Jabba the Hutt. I just can't bring myself to break this up, so we're gonna keep this, and we've got those cereal boxes that we'll break up instead. So we got the Koala Crisp right here, and then this is the Froot Loops, but I'm not seeing a lot of fruit or loops. And then this is the honeycomb. I'm gonna pick up each one of them and look at the bottom. Oh, that's extremely light. Feels like styrofoam. Okay, let's try the Froot Loops. They're kind of stuck. Very light. Feels lighter than the Koala Crisp. The viewer that suggested Froot Loops, her kids were interested to see if the colors would remain, and they have not. You know, it's a little browner on the edge and shiny here, but you can't make out individual colors anymore. And the honeycomb, I think it's just kind of a crumbled mess. Let's see. Yeah, there's a part I can flip over and look at it. Yeah, all porous, and you can make out the shape, and then the shininess from the sugar. So all of these have sugar in them, which causes this kind of metallic looking shiny appearance. And obviously the marshmallows have quite a bit of sugar, so that's why we see more of it here. All right, let's check out the boxes. Oh, the boxes look cool. You can still read what they say, at least one of them. Can you tell what that was? Can't really tell what this one was. I think it was the Koala Crisp. It's hard to tell. There's a little bit of the label right there. So I can't really tell what this is, but remember we put some cereal on the inside, so let's see what it was. Yeah, it was the Koala Crisp. There it is, carbonized in the bottom. So this was the honeycomb box. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, this is the Froot Loop box. You can still see the logo on it and Toucan Sam. So let's break it open and find that cereal. So here are the Froot Loops, and we can actually see the individual Froot Loops now. And the marshmallows that kind of expanded there. Definitely no color difference between the different Froot Loops here. Okay, here's the shredded wheat, those giant biscuits. So let's open this up. Oh, bottom's tearing. And there's the shredded wheat. Okay, we're gonna break each one of these in half and then we'll crumble it up. Yeah, you can see the individual pieces, that the outer layer of each little grain carbonized, and so it's hollow. It looks almost like a honeycomb. But this is the Koala Crisp. Well, let's check out the honeycomb. It's very light. Back to the Froot Loops. Let's crack them in half. Oh yeah, we get that sugar crystalline structure. Okay, I'm gonna crush it up as well. So that's what happens when you carbonize cereal. Now this was a viewer request. If you have any items that you want us to carbonize, put them in the comments and we'll see if we can do them. See you next time.